let's talk about a topic we don't really talk about a lot, and that's money. Yeah, money. Yeah, you heard me right. We just don't talk about it a lot in the post-production sound industry. It's sort of like an unspoken rule, especially amongst my older colleagues in the post-production sound industry. They don't talk about it. They don't discuss it. I've literally been on the mix stage when somebody said, "Hey, like, how much do you mind to ask me?" And it's like, that's private." I'm like, "What? Like, private?" I think it's a generational thing, and I get it. They've worked their whole life and career to negotiate rates, whether it's sound editing rates, mixing rates, Foley rates, things like that. And there's a sense of pride with that, and I totally respect it, totally get it. But I I, I think how are the next generation of sound professionals supposed to know what to charge, what they can get, if we don't tell them? So today, I'm going a little quick deep dive into what some of these real numbers are. Like, if you've ever had a goal and a dream to work in post-production sound, wondered how much do they make? Friend, in the union, you are guaranteed a certain amount of money. So today, we're breaking down some real numbers. We're going to go directly to the source. We're going to go to the union website, and I'm going to break down some of the union rates, what you could expect if you're getting hired for the very first time as a sound effects editor or a sound re-recording mixer. So let's dive in. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm going to just show you how you can also check this out, but let's just go ahead and we'll just do a quick search here let's go to local 700 rates. There it is. So right here, Editors Guild. And this is information that anybody can check out, right? And here we are at the Motion Picture Editors Guild main page, wages, contracts, and holidays. Let's just dive in and show you a little bit about, what you can expect a union rate as far as sound editors and re-recording mixers. Right in this section right here, you'll see where it says contract. Right here, when you click down here, it's going to give you a whole different list of contracts, right, that you can click on. Now, really, we're going to be focusing on, in this video, the post-production majors right here, okay? But you'll see, they have low budget, theatrical, tier 1A, tier 2, tier 3. Really, all it means really are different types of budgeted films. So, you're talking anywhere from like, 1 to 3 million, 5 to 9, whatnot. But we're gonna focus on majors. So I'm going to click post-production majors here. And then you'll see here in classifications. Classifications, you're going to be able to go down and look at the rates for any of these particular roles. Okay, anything from an apprentice to a color assist, Foley artist, librarian, microphone boom op, entry level, boom operator, music editor, whatnot. Okay, we're going to focus in on re-recording mixers, entry-level Y1s, and journeyman, and also sound editors. And we'll take a peek at maybe the sound department, whatnot. But this is cool. This is really cool because right here, this gives you basically what a union rate does is it gives you a lock-in as far as you're guaranteed to make this much money. So let's go to sound editor. Yeah, let's go to sound editors real quickly. Okay, and you'll see here, it's going to tell you, obviously there are union holidays here, but this is what we're focusing on here, the wages. Okay, wages. This you could see wages are effective on 2024 to 2025 here. Within this time frame, and you'll see that there are two options: is the guarantee and then the daily, right? So the guarantee is, as a sound editor, you are guaranteed to weekly make $3,147.82. That is a weekly hourly rate of $64.77. Okay, now if you go to daily, click daily here, you'll see that your daily is a $64.78. Okay, with the daily rate of guarantee of $508.24. So as a sound editor, you can expect to make $64.78 an hour, and you're guaranteed in the union 8 hours. And then of course there's all these other, provisions here, meal penalties. It goes all the way to night premium, 6th day, 7th day, things like that. But we're not going to go into that. We're just going to cover this. So yeah, that's what you can expect as a sound editor. And it's not bad, right? It's not bad. But again, this is just the minimum. If we go over here and let's change this real quickly. Let's look at what was up here was the sound, the boom op, right? All right, so a boom op entry level for post-production majors. You'll see right here, they have a hourly rate of $57.39. Okay, and that's a 9-hour daily guarantee. If we go to boom up, okay, they're $65.61 an hour. You see it jumps. Okay, so this is a really cool site because you can kind of gauge what you are guaranteed if you are contemplating becoming a union mixer or sound editor. And of course you have to qualify, right? You have to qualify with hours, and you can go to the site if we go to join, right? Let's go to join, and you have a West Coast or an East Coast, and we're on the West Coast, so we'll click that real quickly, and it'll give you basically all the information you need for applying. Okay, so see, this is in order to work for a union employer on the West Coast, you must be on the industry experience roster administered by the Contract Service Admission Trust, the CSATF. The roster limits the names and individuals who have acquired a certain amount of work experience within their specific craft as outlined in each local union. So obviously you need to become a union worker first. Okay. So let's go back to our wages. Let's go back to post-production majors. Let's go to a re-recording mixer entry level. Okay, re-recording mixer entry level on the daily. Again, you have a weekly guarantee and a daily. We're going to focus on the daily today. That you're guaranteed $83.41 an hour as an entry level re-recording mixer. That's not bad, right? That's not bad. If you were on a guarantee, right, the weekly guarantee, it's a little bit lower. I don't know many people who do weekly guarantees, but that would be it. But daily, like I'm a daily person. I'm a freelancer. I'll go, so I'm guaranteed by the union to make no less than that per hour. Okay. Is that helpful to know? I don't know where you're at, where you're making, but as an entry level person, that's not bad, right? If we go to a Y1 journeyman, you'll see it jumps, right? It jumps to $96.21 an hour. Not bad, right? That beats flipping burgers. Okay. So this site is very helpful because it can give you basically what the union has negotiated with the studios and the productions. Okay. So we are guaranteed to make no less than that. So if you're contemplating whether or not it's beneficial to join the union or take the leap, right? Again, of course, you have to qualify, but I'm telling you right now, like you're guaranteed a pretty good starting rate. Now, that was not what I started at, right? Or the rate minimum was back when I was getting one of my first union mixing gigs. I believe the union rate for a journeyman was $80 an hour, right? So it's increased. You'll see that by $16.21. Now, mind you, I did not get 96.21, or rather, I wasn't. Oh no, it was 60. Oh, I'm out of control. When I first started, the daily hourly rate minimum was $60 an hour. That's right. It was $60 an hour. And I'm telling you, because I created some, what do you call it? Some demand, because at the time when I got offered the job, I just happened to have another mixer who I was a tech for offered me to go to Sony with him. And I immediately called the people and said, hey, I have a better offer over here. And they said, you know what? Without working one single day on the job with them, my minimum went from $60 to $80 an hour. So I technically never made the minimum, and I never have made the union minimum. So having a resource like this where you can go and check out, like, hey, what is, what's top rate, right? Well, top rate guaranteed is 96.21. It is the highest paying union position when it comes to sound. Let's go to sound editors, right? Sound editors, let's go back there. Boom, here. Look at that, $64.78 an hour, right? So those of you who are considering, making re-recording mixing your goal, that is going to be the highest paid position. You are the final person, or if you're part of a team, a 2-person mixing team, you're the final people who are responsible for making those mixes sound amazing. So you're going to get guaranteed paid more. Now, like I said, I've never made just the minimum. I make well above the minimum rate. And a lot of that comes from you creating that demand and that need, that market value for yourself. Everything is negotiable in this industry. So you can negotiate. I mean, talk about working on a film that's not super huge budget, but a decent budget. I mean, you can make up to $300 an hour, right? You have to anywhere from $165 an hour to $300 an hour. But you just have to be worth it. You have to have negotiated and been able to warrant that, and your credits will tell you that. Your credits will be the one, that dictate that. Directors, producers, post supervisors, they're going to be willing to pay more if you have, if you have credits like Dune, under your belt. I'm just taking, that just popped into my head. But, those mixers are going to make a lot more money than someone who's just starting out because they've built a reputation for yourself. So I hope it's helpful. If you want to go and check this out, just go to editorsguild.com/wages and contracts. Check it out there and check it out for yourself. Because if you're a freelance independent person, you want to know, well, what am I, I'm not union, but what can I charge that will be close to that? Well, if you're wondering why, you're charging a lot and you're getting pushback, well, maybe because you're not in the union, and because people are like, oh, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be willing to pay that much because I don't have that much of a budget. So hopefully it's helpful to give you just kind of like an idea where to start, or a goal, where you can aim to get eventually. And just keep in mind that this is something that I have never made the union minimum. Actually, I take that back. There was one gig where the choice was to either be home during the Christmas break or take on the little extra work, and all they had was the minimum. And I think it was $85 an hour at the time. And I took it because I wanted to work on it, because they were great people and the project was awesome. It had two of the three things, right? Either the money, the project, or the people. It had the people and the project. So should you become a member of the guild? It's up to you. At the time, I remember when I joined the union, I believe it was $3,000 initiation fee, and I balked at it. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. But I will tell you, going union for me was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my career. So I highly recommend it. So if you want to learn more, you want to understand what it takes to join the union, all you have to do is go to editorsguild.com, click on join. And again, this will give you all the information you need. Well, friend, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Mastering Post-Production Sound. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this information has been helpful for you, and especially I hope that you never settle for just the minimum. And friend, if you are interested in taking your mixing to the next level, I'd like to personally invite you to the Art of Film and TV Mixing. I invite you to join my mixing partner, 4-time Oscar nominated re-recording mixer Jeffrey J. Haboush and myself as we host this live in-person masterclass. All the information you need to know is over at masteringpostproductionsound.com/theartofmixing. And don't fret, friend, if you are not local to the LA area, be sure you visit the site to check out the information how you can be a fly on the wall virtually. Thanks again for being here. Let me know in the comments what stood out to you about these rates. I hope that this kind of information is helpful and that we can normalize talking about how we get the most out of the jobs that we are aiming for. Thanks again, friend, for your time. I will see you in one of these videos over here on this side or in next week's episode. Thanks.